Back to another YouTube video. It's your boy Uriah G. Today we're gonna react to ranking every WWE SmackDown vs. Raw video game. Let's get right into the video. And SmackDown vs. Raw game series are like the best. I'm gonna make sure I put his video link in my description, and let's continue. SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 is my favorite one, whether it's on the PS2, Xbox 360, PS3. Is SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 on PS2? Nah, it's on the PS3. I think it's on. Y'all tell me. I mean, I really could just check it myself, but. And then SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, I have that on the Nintendo DS. Let's continue. Let's go back in time and talk about the best series of games in WWE history. And each one of these games is worse to best. I want to make this clear right now. All of these games are at worst decent games. It just so happens that some of these games are better than others. So while you're watching this and you're feeling like I didn't give SmackDown vs. Raw 08 enough credit, this is what it is, bro. Nice instrumental in the background. Fire posters, wrestling posters. See his wrestling belt in the background, replica title. Let's continue. Those of y'all that are new here, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of fun. But enough chit chat. Let's get to this. Honestly, I didn't know how many people really love this game right here until I did a blind ranking on that music scared me. I was like, what in the world just happened? Let's continue. This is the first game where they took out GM mode, which was a huge blow to me, especially as a kid. But looking back, it made a lot of sense because oh, that roster looks fire. They got Big Daddy V, Kurt Hawkins. Well, no, not really a fan of Kurt Hawkins. But like, hold on. The Boogeyman, Chavo Guerrero, Elijah Burke, JTG, the ring, the camera angle was awful, dog. What the hell is this? But the positives here are really good. Okay, I can say that showcase mode, Road to WrestleMania, not showcase mode, Road to WrestleMania. That's what I always come to, you know, SmackDown versus Raw for, Road to WrestleMania. That's why I always say for every wrestling 2K game, they need to bring back Road to WrestleMania. I played one of these before. I forgot which mode. I got a whole lot of love for this game right here because this is the first wrestling game I ever played. But this is also the game that dropped right after Here Comes the Pain, which is very difficult to top. Which SmackDown vs. Raw year is that? It doesn't say. But a lot of this game just felt like a downgrade from that. Backstage was super limited compared to the year before. All you could really do was a parking lot brawl. The gameplay was mostly the same, so that's a W. But then they turned the camera angle from the ramp angle to the hard cam. Even the roster was the downgrade, but that's because some big names left the WWE during the time, so there's really nothing they could have done about that. But man, that soundtrack went stupid, bro. Just listen. Firefly, could you shine your light? This is what if I could worlds collide. Something. Calm your little freak. That hurt my ears. Let's continue. And what is going on in this picture? solid template that the next couple games actually was built off of, so I guess extra points for that.
SmackDown versus Raw 2008. I've played this one before. And this, you can do intergender matches on here, which I believe they bring that back for WWE 2K25.
This low-key might end up being my most controversial placement on this list. I've noticed that opinions on this game are
Yeah, I have this game on the Wii, I believe.
so different. For some people, I either think it's way too low or for others, I think it's way too high. But I feel like it's honestly swapped this one and the original SVR, both had some things that kind of helped them out. This one low-key felt like they were trying to fix a formula that wasn't good. For example, the 24/7 mode in this game was ass, bro. I am still so tired of the same 2 cutscenes. Can we please get these freaky ass motherfuckers some help? How are you making the same mistake
The
every
cutscenes used to be so good back then. Did they bring back the create a story designer mode or no?
week? This was also the last game with GM mode for almost 15 years, and I mean, it's pretty solid. It's GM mode at the end of the day. But the AI was just a different breed. This motherfucker was unbeatable. Or was that just me? The gameplay was actually pretty fun, and it kind of carries the game. Every wrestler had their own styles, which would give them different movesets and power-ups, especially if you had a hardcore wrestler. They became way more...
And I think that's what they brought back in my career for building your superstar a couple years back.
Extreme than WWE ECW ever did. The addition of ECW to the game really helped lift up the roster, all the match types. Falling out with Sandman and an ECW Extreme Rules match just hits different. That damn 24/7. That hurts this game a lot. Big ass weights, bro. Damn. What's your routine? Also, please, if you ever go back and play this game, don't play it on the Wii. Don't. I damn near broke my neck trying to figure out how to do a fucking Swanton bomb.
And I literally just said I had the 08 game on the Wii. Let's continue. Well, I don't even know if I still have it, but I do remember playing it on there. Let's continue. And I have SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, as I stated, on the Nintendo DS.
This is the game I pretty much spent the most time on during this life cycle. Played it so much the damn disc snapped in half. That's not even a joke. The disc actually broke on me. Sad times, man. Sad times. But for real, man, the memories that this game just brings back are special. The soundtrack, oh, the soundtrack. Some face paint on Jeff Hardy. Not many legends because they just wouldn't let this damn game die already. The road to WrestleMania was great. Another instance of THQ booking things.
I think I played this one too, this road to WrestleMania.
That WWE would end up doing themselves. For example, Legacy split in almost the same way that they actually did in 2010. And also a Women's Rumble, which wouldn't actually happen.
So they kind of foreshadowed some stuff. Okay, I see.
The gameplay is so much better than it was in 09. And also, this is the first game that they gave us community creations and also create a story. I'm not gonna lie, gang, I was the most uncreative buffoon you would ever meet. So having this option gave me a lot of endless content to just mess around with. This personally to me is my second favorite game on the list just because of the emotional attachment, but I can admit that there's some games on this list that are just on a whole nother level. Now we're officially reaching elite status.
SmackDown vs. Raw 2006.
Every match type you could possibly want from a wrestling game was here, including Fulfill Your Fantasy, man. Good times. Definitely doesn't age horribly. The roster was pretty solid in this one. The season mode was iconic. Hey, yo, who ran over my OG Teddy Long, man? Also, again, I like how THQ booked RVD winning the WWE title and changing it to the ECW title before WWE pretty much copied and pasted the same story in 2006 itself. This right here was a perfect cover. Absolutely perfect. GM mode was introduced in this one, and if you can't tell already, I love GM mode.
Do you guys think I'd enjoy a GM mode for WWE? Because I know they got a GM mode in NBA 2K also.
The best version of it? Nah, we'll talk about that a little later. But it's still GM mode at the end of the day. The gameplay still had some of that SmackDown series speed with some simulation style added to it. And this was also the first game with title matches and exhibition as well as creator entrance, which don't ask questions. This game right here was great, man, but something about THQ is that they like to...
Shoot, I remember when I was playing, what was it, SmackDown vs. Raw, I think it was 2011, I did create a story, and I had Undertaker, I had somebody hand Undertaker the Divas Championship. Yeah, it was just something I had made for the story, I believe.
To build, and they took this game and they built on it. Before we get there, let's talk about. Let me tell you
This is my favorite one, SmackDown versus Raw 2011. It's just it has the best road to WrestleMania. The roster looks amazing. The way the roster is like all on the screen, all over the place. That's what they need to bring back. Like, you know how it was from SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, WWE 12, WWE 13. It had the roster all on the screen. Like, they need to bring that back. It had the best road to WrestleMania, in my opinion, where you can free roam and walk around. Let's continue.
tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all a little story. I actually refused to play this game as a kid. Listen, I already had 2010, and Jeff Hardy, who's my favorite wrestler of all time, by the way, wasn't going to be in the game. So I said, well, fuck that. And I just never played it for years until I saw a video on it a couple years ago, and I was like, well, I need it now. So I made it a mission. I am going to play SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, and I got a copy for the Wii. And
It's amazing, man. It's like, yeah, let's continue.
bruh, look like this.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
So again, fuck that. And then I found this store that was about 30 minutes away from me that had a copy for the Xbox 360. And they were dead ass just selling it for like $6.
Okay, he's saying the Wii version isn't better than the console version. I can agree with that. Most games are better on console than the Wii, but yeah, let's continue.
It was all in, but the thing was a damn blizzard outside. Typical Colorado. But because I was so damn bored and also I'm a bit of a dumbass, I got in my car. I drove what turned into 50 minutes just to go buy this game. And I'm not gonna lie, gang. If I had the chance to do it all over again and potentially make the right choice, I'm doing that again. Why? Because I'm a dumbass. Also because this game is a different breed of special. First off, that gameplay. It is a straight up circus and the best.
And can't forget the gameplay is amazing too. You know, the stage, the crowd, the Titantron, all that stuff looks amazing too.
Way possible. You could dead ass do whatever you wanted to do. Weapon mechanics went crazy. You would throw your opponent on a weapon and they would actually sell it, unlike now. Multi-man matches were just straight up wild. And I'm not gonna lie, the gameplay is the biggest reason why it's so high up on this list. But on top of that, we got the best road to WrestleMania up to this point. What other
Even he said it.
game would you see a heel Rey Mysterio or Kofi Kingston of all people breaking the streak? And for the first time since Here Comes the Pain, you had free roaming in the story mode, which was an underrated feature to me. If I knew nothing about wrestling and you told me this game dropped yesterday, I'd believe you. It holds up very, very, very well. Side note, come here. Back to me potentially being a dumbass. Am I really unable to do title matches in exhibition mode? Am I really just that stupid? Help. Please.
I don't even think I've played SmackDown vs. Raw 2007.
You knew this was coming, bro. In my opinion, not only the best SmackDown vs. Raw of all time, but the best WWE game. And I know some people are going to say Here Comes the Pain. And Grandpa already broke his hip trying to stand up and yell at me and say no mercy. And listen, I love both those games. They're both in my top 5 of all time. But
Chevy.
Just had to get hit with an ad. It's cool though.
my mind on this one. Where do I even start? I miss these kind of covers so much. This perfectly encapsulates this era, man. And the game itself was pretty much 2006, but perfected. Especially if you played this on Xbox 360 like I did. This was the first one that wasn't exclusive to PS2. Starting the game and being greeted by one of these two intros is a chef's kiss. And these graphics, especially considering when this game actually came out, are legit incredible. The gameplay is what happens if Here Comes the Pain and 2K19 get together and have a baby. Simulation gameplay plus absolute mayhem. Fighting in the crowd was introduced, which wasn't really fighting in the crowd, but no complaints here. It was still lit. Money in the Bank ladder matches were perfect if you had a lot of time on your hands because these matches legit do not end. Someone's always there to get you off a ladder. What the f? The challenge mode when you go into the locker room was mad fun, but still, to this day, I still have not been able to beat the Great Khali with Mickey James. I'm not gonna lie, gang. If y'all want to see me rage, that might have to be its own video. And the GM mode, this is the best one. I wish so badly that 2K would legit copy and paste the template of this into their My GMs, because this is actually perfection. By the way, I actually didn't earn GM of the year until about 2022. How? Say it with me. Because I'm a dumbass.
I don't know, I never got into GM mode, but the way people make it seem like they even went back in the newer 2K games for WWE.
The season mode legit felt endless. Whether you were a babyface or a heel, the stories just kept on coming. The voice acting was really, really good here. You had some realistic stories, but as well as some wild shit going down. The roster was fantastic. Pretty much all of the big names from the Ruthless Aggression era were here. So many legends that I actually learned about because of this game. Before playing this, I didn't even know Taz was a wrestler. Shit, my bad. And don't think I forgot about that soundtrack. Viewed here. Lord help us all. But actually, why isn't it made clear how I'm supposed to kick out? I assume you spam buttons, but let me get a prompt though. I lost way too many matches because of this. But this game...
Yeah, sometimes the pinning system controls can be a little... Yeah, but...
It's timeless. It will never get old. Legit, the day I graduated high school, all I wanted to do when I got home was play this. That's it. That was my celebration. I also wasn't really allowed to go anywhere because, you know, quarantine. So there's that. But man,
Oh, that was around that time, okay.
this brings me back to a special time in my life. This right here is my happy place. And it's, in my opinion, the best SmackDown vs. Raw video game of all time. That's my list. And listen, if you think my list was bad, that's okay. I respect your right to be wrong. But real talk, these are just my opinions, and you're totally allowed to disagree. Now, it wouldn't even be...
This was a good video. Like I said, I'm going to put the link of this video in my description. That was ranking every WWE SmackDown vs. Raw video game. Tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming. Subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, Uriah out.